sees him take out Stephen Burton, but now we turn our attention to a jam-packed bottom half of the schedule on this board, as the former world champion Michael Smith now tries to rebuild from outside of the top 16 for the first time in ages. And he's taken on someone who's only just inside the top 16. It has a heavyweight Premier League feel, this one, but neither player's in this current Premier League. And both are looking to rebuild their confidence. And Dimitri, Mark, has already done a little bit of that at the recent PDC World Masters.
Yeah, played pretty well, didn't he? There got to the latter stages for Michael Smith. As he said, rebuild is the word for him. Got to get his way back up the rankings. But this is a brutal first round draw for both players, truth be told. Smith does have
25.
The throw at the ball here. And the winner of this one will take on the winner of Andy Barton's and Cam Crabtree. Will be the final game
Dimitri
on this board. Dimitri hitting the ball, so he'll get the start.
First game on.
Yeah, and this a tough old start to life on the Pro Tour in 2025 for both players. But at the same time, you won't be surprised to see either of them in the latter stages here today.
Yeah, that's true. Interesting for me is that Michael Smith, when the players are starting a match and they're doing their customary handshake or fist bump, Michael is using his left hand to do that. And he has recently been speaking about some discomfort in the right wrist department, talking about arthritis and some other things that are going on. That is not what we wanted to hear, and it's definitely not what he needs.
58.
No, it's not for Michael. After a tough 12 months, Dimitri with the early advantage here.
58.
Be nice to see Michael get on some kind of roll, get his form back, start challenging again. Like you said, it almost seems strange looking down the list of rankings and having to go so far down to find him.
Yeah, the loss of 485,000 ranking points
85.
is now a record in PDC darts. But the thing is, you're not going to get them back overnight.
97.
Not that much. You're going to have to work for a season or two at least to get yourself back to there. So you just got to play the long game. Look at this from Dimitri.
Game shot in the
A hot start for him. He's shown form in 2025. Already got a 9-darter on a big stage, as he tries to build up to a defense of his UK Open title in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, that'll take some hanging on to, that particular trophy with the format of it.
120.
But he'll go there full of confidence. Ross Smith eventually made it through over Brett Claydon, 6 legs to 5. Callan Ridge safely through 6-1 over Bergh Van Peer. Be interesting how Callan gets on after that great run at the Worlds. Can he kick on early stages of the calendar year?
96.
I think it's a big opportunity for Callan this year. He played superbly at the World Championship.
100.
If that doesn't prove that hard work pays off, someone's going to have to maybe knock some sense into him.
180.
Well, this has been a really nice start for Dimitri van den Bergh, and this 161 all of a sudden was under pressure. Not the worst visit, but van den Bergh will fancy this 105. I mean, just taking out 127 to win the opening leg.
Going to be double 16.
89.
The fact that he hit that previous dart was not a good sign. Smith will be looking to leave tops. Very well found. He's looking a bit slender as well as Michael Smith. I think he's lost a few kilos. Looks good for it, but already pointing to the head and wafting that right wrist looks uncomfortable, and it's not easy to watch.
125.
No, it's not. And you mentioned the temperature in here,
180.
as he fires in a 180, I think with any condition like that, maybe the temperature outside that's causing him more problems at the moment, and it's something he's going to have to find a way through. There's no cure for it, so he's going to have to find a way to deal with it and work with it, and that's easy for us to say and maybe harder for him to do, but he's determined to get it. And the thing I did like about it, it wasn't an excuse. You know, he's not used it as an excuse. He's just, look, this is where I'm at, this is what I'm coping with, and this is what I'm going to do about it.
Absolutely. The same as Danny Noppert recently talking about his ADHD. He says, it's just something I have in my life, it's something I manage and I move on.
I think the fact that nobody knew about it, you know, it is a testament to him, isn't it? How you know, he's kept that under wraps and nobody has become aware of it. But I think what we're finding more and more with these players, that we just expect them to come and perform like robots. They are people, they are human beings, and they've got their issues to deal with.
Absolutely. He's got to get down to something manageable here.
80.
That's really smart. Gets him down under 100, so he does have outs. And Dimitri is looking to make sure he is out of this leg on double 12.
Not quite. Bergh has had a double so far to win every leg, but he could find himself 2-1 down if Smith can take out the 95. It's a single, so he's going back to the ball. I thought that might have been a good marker,
50.
but he didn't use it.
Yeah, just seemed to catch too much of the upper part of the flight to carry it over the top instead of the right little funnel on that foldable flight he uses. Double 3. Nobody's favourite.
Game shot in the third.
Maybe I misspoke. Dimitri likes it very much at the minute.
Yeah, that was just getting a little bit sticky down there, but he tidied it up nice. And again, you just see Smith just try to free up that wrist. I mean, you mentioned the weather. It's bitterly cold up here in the north, and I know it does. Obviously, the cold weather does affect arthritis, so he's going to be struggling at the minute.
140.
Management is what it's all about now. It's making sure that you're not doing
96.
the wrong things away from the dartboard, and that includes what you do in between games. Managing the amount of reps he does in practice as well. He might have to completely change everything he does, because in the past he's been a workhorse.
Yeah, it's a great point. That's something he's going to have to figure out for himself, and that may take a little bit of time as well.
58.
One of the best things he could possibly do is reach out to a couple of players who have struggled with this kind of thing. Have a chat with Nathan Aspinall and see how he managed himself the last couple of years. And my advice to Michael would be speak to Barry Bates. He struggled with multiple injuries towards the end of his career, and he managed them so he could get the most out of himself to the end.
64.
Well, Bergh here's got a chance to break the Smith throw. Not going to go on this visit, but he is going to leave himself very handy indeed. Great last start. So Smith just hitting and hoping here from 200 out.
40.
Doesn't find a treble. So Bergh here, this is the first real big moment in this match.
Time's gone by. He has gone 20 double 18. From the angle, just a little scooch.
36.
And under delivers that last dart. He gets the weight right there. That's in.
Yeah. Well, there's only really one way this can go, and it's not going to go on this occasion. Oh, that's a beautiful layup play. A bit of a champagne shot from Smith, but Bergh 2 10s for a 3-1 lead, and more importantly, the breaker throw. And there it is. Michael Smith in trouble early on here in Wigan.
It's not hard to see just how confident and comfortable Dimitri is when he's playing like this, because he looks so zen. When he's playing poorly, he almost tries too hard to be
108.
that kind of zen.
Yeah. I think if you were to use the word zen and say, give me a darts play, it would be Dimitri, wouldn't it, I think?
98.
Yeah, you've got to harness that mindset as best you can if that's what gives you what you want. And we are talking about a player that did win a Players' Championship last year in Germany.
57.
Michael won one himself. He will be looking for more successful seasons in 2025. But even though Dimitri's had his lows in 2024, he still won the UK Open.
Owen Bates turned it around, beats Bergh 6-4, so not the winning start Bo would have been looking for. She was in a good position there. I think 4-2 up at one point, averaging over 102, ended up averaging 94, beaten 6-4 by Owen Bates.
40.
Well, Michael's out of this leg by the looks of it. Dart on the floor, and Dimitri a good 200 points ahead.
Yeah, a little bit of frustration building
92.
for Michael Smith. And he's staring down the barrel of a 4-1 deficit here. Just as we say that, he just casually tosses in a 180.
Time's gone by, he wouldn't have done that. He's more of a fighter these days. Can you imagine if he takes this out? This would change the game. It would change his confidence as well. Double 10. That is amazing.
Fifth leg.
He's digging so deep. He's got an injured wrist in his socks. But how good was that? After a dart on the floor, he goes 6 perfect to get back into this match.
Yeah, 180, 140. And we are back on throw. Michael Smith, well, he might be talking to himself. He might be giving himself a telling off, but he should be giving himself a word of praise after those last 2 visits, because he was down and out in leg 5. And look at him go here.
140.
Well, that dart on the floor might be the best thing that happened to him, because he was certainly angry with something. And he's really focusing his efforts now.
Isn't he just?
134.
Sometimes you can be defined as a sports person by what happens when you do get angry. Footballers on the pitch, they get
96.
fouled and then they get up and then they go and foul that person back. He can't do that. But a dart player gets angry, they take it out on the board.
They do. Going Price is through 6-4 over Danny Lauby. James White 5-1 up over Core Decker. Joe Cullen 4-4 with Greg Ritchie.
133.
It's going to be a fascinating couple of months for Joe Cullen, isn't it? He's got Ritchie at the minute. He's just gone 5-4 up, but Greg, he's a little pocket rocket, that one from Scotland.
131.
Now, we saw Smith hit the ball a couple of times earlier. Is he going to stay there? No, he isn't. He goes treble 14 for tops. Magical from Michael Smith. 1-3-2 out. And he is flying. That's back-to-back big ton plus finishes, and he's leveled up the game at 3-3.
What a streak from Bully Boy.
96.
Beware the wounded player, mentally or physically.
60.
Yeah. He still needs a breaker throw, but he was 3-1 down, and he was a mile out of the leg. It was Vandenberg on double 16. He was on 320. Went on to win that leg
58.
with that 140 checkout on the back of the maximum, and then fires in a 1-3-2.
We've had another person lose with the 100 average today. That's Raymond van Barneveld, the number 17 seed. He's lost out to Kevin Burness, who doesn't have a tour card, but Northern Ireland's Kevin Burness has put in a decent performance to win in 9 legs.
Yeah. Back comes Dimitri. The ricochet takes him into the big one. Can't fill up for the maximum. Yeah, I do have a great deal of sympathy for those in the average 100 and get beat club. I do think it's very unfair.
Matters Rasmus averaging 100 at the minute, but he is winning against Brendan Dolan by 5 legs to 3.
140.
Yeah, Dirk van Diven about a 5-1 up over Ian White. Joe Cullen, Greg Ritchie goes to a decider.
96.
And some seasons are defined by what you do in leg 11. Dimitri doesn't want to go that deep. He might have to hit 68 more. Bullseye to stop Smith from getting another shot. If he hits this, it'd be like he's throwing hedgehogs at the board.
Not quite. Couldn't do it. I want to leave it. Again, he's peppering that bullseye, isn't he, at the minute? Bergh needs 25 then to go back in front. This is not a given. He's just missed a couple of darts down that corner of the board. Just gets the single. Double 8 then. He missed this a couple of times recently, but he doesn't miss it there. And he's 4-3 up.
The job for Dimitri now is to stay in front and to withstand whatever Smith does on his throw.
108.
Because you do get the feeling this one is going to be toe-to-toe to the end. They played 16 times before. It's fairly even.
91.
9-7 to Michael Smith. But Dimitri's won the last 2. Last year's Masters and the Premier League, where they met plenty of times last year. But neither player part of this year's roadshow.
No. Smith with an advantage here. But Bergh is not too far away. And Smith level up again at 4-4.
60.
Michael loves playing here. It's so close to home. Just over the M6 motorway. And we've been coming here since 2009. We had 9 events here last year. Littler winning 2 of them. Not exactly a big travel for him as well.
I'm going to say he's just as local as well. Nice visit, great last start. Somehow squeezes in the treble. So he's on tops after 12. Bergh, all he can do here is try and pressure the Smith shot.
57.
This has got to go in.
20.
Oh, the second dart, it was like it came out of a cannon. I've never seen him miss tops that high. Maybe he was trying to hit the flight and he just missed it.
Maybe. This would be a hammer blow. 1-5-3. Not going to go. Joe Cullen through 6-5 over Greg Ritchie.
81.
And Michael Smith, having just seen 3 darts missed to level up the match, is looking at 2 10s. There you go. Nicely tied it up. We go level at 4-4.
I'm starting to see from all of these pro players, they are getting the memo as to where to aim for double 10. Everybody's starting to hit it in the top half.
57.
They want to stay away from that double 15 and that single 15. And even if they pull it a little bit, they can hit it in the bottom half. But is this where Bully Boy makes his move? Dimitri has to recognize this and he's got to stay with him.
Yeah, this has been impressive from Michael Smith and Dimitri Bergh, who led 3-1 and missed 3 darts to make it 4-1. He's hanging on. He's lost the darts here. Oh, no.
38.
That was not what he needed. He's got an advantage, but nowhere near as big as it should have been.
This is getting a little bit edgy, which is adding to the drama. Only one can go through to round 2 of Players' Championship 1.
Yeah, Andy Barnes and Cam Crabtree to come. They'll take on the winner of this one. Another light visit from Michael Smith, who's really letting Dimitri Bergh off here. And with that opening 177, Smith, he's failed on his last 2 visits. And here back comes Bergh. Oh, beautiful.
171.
He may just use the 19s again.
42.
Just hit 3 of them. Why not stay down there? But he's already looking north.
Needs the treble. Doesn't find it. Well, he's made a bit of a mess of this visit.
40.
As he said, 4 19s would have left him tops. And, well, Smith's not on a finish here. And having opened up 171, Michael Smith will be kicking himself. And this almost adds insult to injury.
100.
Literally. What does Dimitri do if he doesn't get the treble 20? Stays up top this time for 56, and he's missed it. So this is an opening for Michael. And he's already had finishes of 140 and 132.
What will be the route? Michael Smith. Single 19, needs the treble, doesn't find it. And more frustration. This is certainly a leg that's got away from Michael Smith, and Dimitri van den Bergh is looking at tops for a 19 hold of throw. Oh, wow. Now he's going straight at it. And he gets it. Well, that was the most unconventional way to go, but he gets there, and it's 5-4. Michael Smith, who opened up 177 in that last leg and ended up not even getting a shot at a double.
55.
You don't get your shot, and you see your opponent do that on 40 points. That's not a comfortable feeling. I just hope that Michael Smith didn't even see that.
125.
No. Mike De Decker 4, Stefan Belmont 4. And Peter Wright 4-all with Adam Hunt.
81.
I do believe Peter was in big control of that game as well. The Hunter has fought his way back. That's 82. What Michael's got to do here. He's got to take it to a last leg decider, otherwise he'll be back home by the time everybody here is starting round number 3.
94.
Yeah. He fought so hard to get back in it, but couldn't go on with his little run.
125.
Van den Bergh, despite being on a non-finish, can he hit a 171 here, Bully Boy? Not quite.
83.
Annoyed with himself because the outer bull would have left him on the big fish.
And now Dimitri has got 6 darts from here to get the job done.
99.
That's not bad. Pressurize and hope. That's all Bully Boy's got left.
58.
Quite an incredibly frustrated figure, Michael Smith, as Van den Bergh looking to wrap things up here against the Smith throw. Hits the treble 18, so it's 2 8s for a place in round 2 here in Wigan. And he gets double 8 at the first time of asking. And Michael Smith absolutely gutted that he didn't go on and win that match, and the frustration clear for all to see. But it's Van den Bergh who is through to round 2. He'll take on the winner of Andy Barton's or Cam Crabtree's through, averaging 94.77.